Good evening, and welcome to the Good News Sunday Show. My name is Sonia McCullough Lockridge, and I joy to come to you in this fashion. And yes, I joy to come to you in this fashion. And what we are doing for the month of October, we are doing what I have titled 31 Days of the Art of Engaging the Word Exegetically in an Expository Fashion. That is what we are leaning into and learning for the month of October. And today is day 23 of that subject matter. 31 days of the art of engaging the word exegetically in an expository fashion. Today is day 23. And today we're answering the question, where in the body of the message does the transition go? Where in the body of the message does the transition find a home? Well, it depends. It really depends on what type of transition we're talking about, because there are several different types of transitions. Now, in the billboard and branching transitions, the transition falls between the introduction and the body of the message. In the billboarding and branching type of transition, the transition falls between the introduction and the body of the message. Between the introduction and the body of the message. That is where the initial transition finds a home, between the introduction and the body of the message. Now, some other types of transitions that we have and to note are the knitting statement transitions. Knitting statement transitions. And those are words like, or phrases like, not only, but also. These are called knitting statements. These statements knit the body together. Knit the body together. And they knit the body together, and they knit the previous topics or words with the next word. So they're kind of like a bridge, and they knit the topics and whatnot together in the message. So these transitions are called knitting statement transitions. So we have knitting station. I don't know why I keep wanting to say station, but it's statement. We have the knitting statement transitions, and then we have the billboard and branches transitions. Knitting statements and billboard and branches transitions. Then we have another type of transition is the numbering and listing transitions. Numbering and listing transitions. Now, these transitions are not highly recommended because it sounded like from my reading, that these transitions are rather boring. And not only that, they're not only boring, but they also are difficult to keep up with in the spoken word, because the person listening would have to follow the list and or numbers throughout the message. And this is a difficult thing to do when someone is just listening to a message. So that is the numbering and listing transitions. And finally, we have the picture painting transitions. The picture painting transitions, and that is within when the person who is delivering the message will paint a picture for the audience. You know, sometimes they use words like imagine, and if you were on a beach, or if you were in a particular state, or if you lived in a particular time. So they help the listener to paint a picture of an image as a way to transition to the next topic. So that is called the picture painting transition. So the type of transition that where the transition goes, the billboard and branching transition finds its home between the introduction and the body of the message, between the introduction and the body of the message. And then we have three other types of transitions. Just to restate, we have the knitting statement transitions, and then the numbering and listing transitions, and finally the picture painting transitions. The picture painting transitions. And so that takes care of transitions for us. Now, transitions are very, very important. They are very, very important in a message because they allow for the listener to seamlessly go from one topic to another. So it is very, very important that we understand transitions and we know how to build them and write them into our messages. And that is why we have spent 3 days on transitions, because the use of transitions can either make or break your message. The use of transitions can either make or break your message. And we want our messages to be clear, and we want them to flow, and we want them to keep the interest of the listener. So we don't want to have patchwork messages. We want the message to be a whole thing, to be a whole, complete thing. So we don't want it to be patchy. So that is why we have spent 3 days on transitions. Tomorrow we will talk about, I think I need to consult my list. Tomorrow, I believe, we're going to talk about illustrations. Tomorrow we are going to talk about illustrations. And I may be wrong about that. We may be talking about something else. But I am thinking tomorrow we are going to talk about illustrations. No, actually, tomorrow we are talking about holding the body of the message together. Tomorrow we are talking about holding the body of the message together. And eventually, before our 31 days is up, we will talk about illustrations. And illustrations are important as well. So that is all I have for us tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for following along as we learn this new art. And yes, thank you very, very much. And please subscribe and like and or comment as you feel the need or as the Spirit leads you. Please feel free to subscribe to this channel and to like the videos as you listen and or watch. I never say that. I never say that, and I should. And remember, at the end of this series, at the end of this 31-day series, and before we start our next series, which will be on another component of expository messaging, please remember that these videos are going to live somewhere else. These initial videos will live here at the Good News Sunday Show, but our remainder videos, the ones that we will be doing in January, will live somewhere else. So stay tuned for that, because I don't want you to miss the videos that we do in January, because there will be this video, at the end of this video series, there will be a free download. There will be a free download with most of what we have talked about in a written fashion. So that's all I have for us today. My name is Sonia McCullough Lockridge, signing out for the Good News Sunday Show, Keyword Bible Studies, and the one and only Jesus.com. Thank you, and be blessed in the Lord on this very day. Thank you.